humbled and honored to tell you that this is the first time that I have spoken at a mosque, and I completely am humbled to be with you today and to listen to the talk that you just heard, because there were some things that really spoke to my heart. You talk about why are we here? Mission, justice, truth. I believe those things are universal. And so when we have that discussion about one thing in particular toward the end that you mentioned was about relationships, or that we need each other. And that's why I stand before you today, and that's why I think we stand before one another, and that we stand before God to recognize that we need one another. Different countries, different races, different creeds, different religions, all humanity. You mentioned humanity. The same, but different. And sadly, as you mentioned, the devil, I call the great deceiver, will try to steal us away from the path of recognizing each other and being together and recognizing that we're supposed to be together in those relationships. And as the deceiver kind of pulls us apart from one another, and you look at it in this country and in other countries around the world, almost every country around the world, the division, the strife, the being pulled away from what's important. For those things, I love when you talked about the weekend and looking forward to the weekend. How many people that we know, how many of ourselves will say, I look forward to the weekend for an escape? This should be that escape. That conversation, that reminder that although there are differences, we're still the same. And I'm often very discouraged, and today has been very uplifting for me to hear the messages that although religions can be different, the message, the universal message behind that is the same. I think we spend so much time, and I think that the devil, the deceiver, wants us to look at each other and see difference, when really we should be looking at each other and find sameness. Because your experience and my experience, and in other countries that experience about humanity and being human beings, is the same. You talked about, at the end of the day, we want to be good husbands, or good mothers, good fathers. We want to do right by God and in the eyes of God. We want to be good leaders and good stewards of the community. And that's why I stand before you today, because it really is about relationships and about that sameness, regardless of what church people go to, what race they might be, what country they might be from. We're the same. We see the same. We look the same and different at the same time. We want to be connected to one another. We want to be connected to God. And so I come to speak really today about that relationship between the community and your police department. Your police department. I might be the chief, but I'm just a steward for a period of time, in the same way that you're the steward over what profession you chose to be in. And so as the steward and as the police chief, I want to say to you how much you matter, how much that relationship matters. All of us, be it the Muslim community, be it other communities, have been the focus of persecution. Many religions over the millennia have been the subject of persecution. And we stand today at a crossroads, I think, as we start to see a lot of division in our country, in other countries, based on color, creed, religion. And those are the areas that they're trying to divide us. I need you to stand. I need you to stand with me. I need the faith community to stand with your police department in the face of the deceiver, in the face of the lies, in the face of the narrative going on that would seek to pull us apart when really we should be together with one another. We should be talking on a regular basis about how best to take care of each other, how best to provide justice and see that justice is done, how best to talk about mission. We talk about, and I have Lieutenant Tommy Myers in the back, we talk a lot about mission. And I know the mission you talk about is different, it's a life mission. But what is the mission in terms of our relationship with the community and how we can work together to make things better? How we can stand for those who are unable or unwilling to stand for themselves. Tyranny, dissension, persecution, all happen when we collectively fail to stand together against it. It's easier oftentimes to sit back and be quiet and not raise your hand and not come forward. I'm here to tell you that that's what the devil wants. That's what the deceiver wants. They want your silence. They want your acquiescence. They want you quiet, period, the end, so that you don't make trouble as the world continues to spin out of control. And you being here and listening to the message or providing the message is that talisman, is that idea that says that you will not go quietly into the night, that you will not allow people to treat other people poorly, persecution, death, etc. That's what the deceiver wants. And so I will speak any and every time, no matter where, no matter what house of worship, to talk about our sameness and how we should be coming together in a time of a pandemic, in a time of social strife, in a time of rumors of war and war. We should be together as human beings, as the component of humanity in a greater cosmos. We talked about coming together, be it the ants, be it the lions afield. There's a sameness in us as species on this planet that the deceiver doesn't want us to pay attention to. We are all connected. And I need you, I need your support, I need your involvement to make sure that our community, your community, is safe. There are too many people who are currently sitting on the sidelines. You see it every day, you see it in your professions, you certainly see it in the media, you see it in religion. People who claim to be faithful, who still allow these terrible things to happen in the world and to each other, even in our small areas. Stand. Somebody must stand. That's always going to be the Scottsdale Police Department. That's always going to be me as your police chief. And I challenge you that should always be you. It should always be the faith community. We're not going to make it out of the chaos that we're in our country and in the world, without you and without the faith community. That's going to be the bedrock and the foundation for us to move forward as humanity. And if we don't stand, nobody's going to. That relationship is important. I'm honored to be with you today. I'm honored to speak to you. I'm honored to listen to your message because it resonates so completely in my own heart that this, I'm going to go away. This is the best part of my week, trust me. And so I'm honored. I'm going to be here for a while to talk and answer questions in the courtyard, but I just want to thank you for your commitment, your faith, and for your partnership with the Scottsdale Police Department.
Thank you. Thank you, Chief.